and not giving up. We never gave up, and no matter what, like how anyone treated us or what happened, we never gave up on, God. And at this point, we didn't give up on the religion either. And I think, when I think about it now, I probably still wouldn't have given up on the religion, because I don't expect people to be perfect in this world, and I don't think that I would have really given up on something like that so easily, if it had truly been the right thing for me. But fast forward a bit, and I had started to do some research, and just on like certain things that I had always had questions about, and never really got answers for, things that had to do with, the Bible, and just questions I had in life that I never really got answers to. And I would always refer to the Witness Bible on their website. But I think one of the first things that really stood out to me when I was doing my research was the fact that I was finding actual documents and, legitimate things, legitimate, documents and, news articles and things, just all different types of stuff, and, the history on the religion, and, things that, once you see it, there's, no going back. It's, things that you never knew before, and things that they had kept hidden and were doing behind closed doors. And it sort of just, opened my eyes and made me see it for what it really was. And one of the main things that stood out to me was all the issues that they have, and news articles, and, court cases and things that they have to do with child sex abuse. And I have people very close to me that have been victims of these things within the organisation and within this religion. And just going through that stuff, hearing people's stories and things, I knew straight away, they're not making this up. It sounds so much like, someone very close to me has had, basically identical experience. And numerous stories, numerous people. And then I came across a news, a video that was showing that, of the news, that was, they have hidden, I think it was, this is, don't quote me, because this is probably off, but a large number of basically predators or sexual abusers that had admitted to what they had done and kept the documents and the proof hidden in their headquarters in America. And I just knew this is not made up. Their stories, and the amount of like people in this religion that treat each other like they're, you know, family, and like the sort of mindset they have, like we're all family and you can trust one another. It's just like, that's just the perfect feeding ground for all these predators. Like, it's the perfect place to become a victim of these things. And I just immediately wanted to protect my children, especially knowing that someone close to me has been through something like this. It was just too close to home, and knowing how often and how like many people have been through it and how many people it's happened to, I just immediately wanted to protect my children. And so I had to sort of like, you know, sit down and say to myself, do I really believe that much what they teach? Is this really the truth? Is this really like from God? And that's where like all of my research started. And you know, I would make sure that they're, you know, reliable, legitimate things that I'm looking at. Like, I did come across a few videos where they're just like, you know, making fun, or they're just making assumptions, and I am not the type of I'm not the type of person to, you know, just believe things like that, or go along with like something unless I see the hardcore proof. Like, I made sure to double check everything. I would always go on to their website and double check scriptures to see if like even their Bible said the same thing as certain things I was looking at. And the more and more I did this research, I just came across like genuinely good people that I've just had literally the hardest time, and are now called what the Jehovah's Witnesses like to call people that, you know, leave the religion for any sort of reason, apostates. And they like to call these certain people, which they like to call apostates, the most disgusting, like, evil people that you could imagine, like worse than someone that commits a sin and has to be basically, you know, removed from the organization. Apostates to them are the worst kind of people. Like, they're basically with Satan, according to them. And so all these like genuinely good people were being described like this, and it didn't sit right in my mind. Like, the only reason that people are considered that way is, or considered like to be that way, is because they are no longer part of the religion. Like, that, I don't think that's a good enough reason to treat someone that bad just because they don't agree with you. There are so many religions, and if they don't all agree with you, it doesn't mean that you have to treat them like they are literally evil scum of the earth, like, you know, Satan's child. It just doesn't sit right in my head. Like, the Bible teaches us love, respect, kindness, treat others how you want to be treated. It doesn't mention anything about if someone doesn't believe the exact same thing as you, to treat them like